Palestine went from this to this, and it didn't happen overnight. Up until the early 1900s, Palestine was part of the Ottoman Empire, a religiously diverse land where Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived alongside each other.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I think it's important for us to understand real information. There's a lot of things that people don't understand that's going on in the Middle East. Just wanted to put this video out about the reality of what happens over in the Middle East and how a lot of things came to be. This does not provide any kind of excuse for terrorist actions. It doesn't provide that at all for senseless endings on any side. It does none of it. This is just some information if people want to understand.
Then, things begin to change, with the start of the Zionist movement in Europe calling for the establishment of an independent Jewish state, ideally in Palestine. The first wave of European Jews start to immigrate. By the end of World War I, the Ottoman Empire collapses and Palestine is under British rule.
This person breaks it down very clear in 3 minutes. So I just figured that this was a good thing to share.
It's 1917. Britain declares its support for a Jewish homeland in Palestine. The number of Jewish settlers grow, fueling tensions between the Arabs and the Jews. The violence between the two sides caused Britain to bow out and let the UN take over. The UN approves of a plan to split Palestine into two states: Jewish Israel, Arab Palestine. The city of Jerusalem, which is sacred to Muslims, Christians, and Jews, is now a UN-controlled international zone. Jews accept the UN partition plan and declare independence as the State of Israel. But neighboring Arab countries object to the land takeover. This marks the beginning of the First Arab-Israeli War. Israel is victorious and makes a grab for the land intended for the Palestinian state under the UN. The land gets divided into three parts. Jordan occupies the West Bank and East Jerusalem, Egypt occupies Gaza, and the state of Israel takes 78% of historic Palestine, including West Jerusalem. 700,000 Palestinians become refugees as a result, and the day is remembered as al-Nakba, the catastrophe. It's 1967. The Six-Day War breaks out between Israel and neighboring Arab countries, and by the end of it, the map looks something like this. Palestine is now fully occupied by Israel. Despite the absence of a formal peace treaty, things start simmering down. Then Israelis start settling into Gaza and the West Bank, resulting in an Israeli-Palestinian struggle that gives rise to the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization. Their main goal? To liberate Palestine from Israel by any means necessary. Fighting goes on for years. The PLO eventually accepts dividing the land between Palestine and Israel, but the conflict doesn't end there. More settlers make their way into Israeli-occupied Palestinian territories. The international community considers this illegal. The frustration of the Palestinians leads to an intifada. As a result, Hamas is born, a political movement determined to fight against Israeli occupation of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. The United States, Israel, and the PLO signed the Oslo Agreement to split the West Bank into three sections. Area A, under full Palestinian control. Area B, under joint Palestinian-Israeli control, and Area C, under full Israeli control. But the solution creates a problem. Area C contains the majority of West Bank's agricultural land, water, and minerals. Palestinians have limited access to these. Further peace talks prove unsuccessful. Palestinians lose hope, resulting in the second intifada, and Israel begins building walls and setting checkpoints to control Palestinian movement. It's 2005. Israel withdraws from Gaza, but continues settlements in the West Bank. Hamas gains power in Gaza and splits from the Palestinian Authority, seeing it as being too secular. The West Bank and Gaza are now under separate leadership. Israel imposes a blockade restricting any form of movement by land, air, or sea. It's 2017, and this is the current situation of Palestine.
So that's just a real quick recap or a quick history lesson of this area over there in the Middle East and the confusion. And Richard Cooper definitely captions this perfectly. What a train wreck. Like one of my lovely viewers, Ashley Casey, said, it's a messy battle with an even messier history. But a lot of us don't know this. Like, I didn't know this. I just always thought that Israel was Israel. Like, I always thought that. This is not providing, again, some sort of excuse. It's an explanation. A lot of things can be right at the same time. But here is the real truth. This is not our battle. It's not. It is not our battle on either way. And if we can't really find somebody to actually negotiate a real peace, like what Donald Trump was trying to do over there, then we need to stay out of it. But instead, now we have already sent ships with fighter jets to like the sea, to the waters over there, to the shores, just as a backup, just in case, just in case what, I don't know. And we have leaders, Republican leaders, who are saying it is time to go to war with Iran. I still don't know where Iran fits into the equation, but it's time to go to war with Iran. So I just wanted to share that little bit of information with you guys. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.